was not born again.
Huh?
He had a friend that was so previously having proper born again.
Where?
Pastor today that call
Okay, thank you. Does your work no longer excite you? Have you spent years in a job you have no zeal for, or no zeal for what's next? Would you rather stay average than truly aspire for more? Have you become too comfortable to push for greater? If these questions hit home today, today's topic is stay hungry is for you. Welcome to all welcome to everyone. On TikTok, we have over 46,000 followers. Grateful for that. On YouTube, over 800 followers. And on Facebook, over 14,000. On Instagram, over 10,000. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. So just want to say a big thank you, a big thank you. As we about to get in, yes, thank you very much. As we're about to get in, please share this stream. Share this stream. Thank you to everyone that's joined. I can see Olabode, I see Jeffrey, I can see Desmond, Edu on Facebook, as many of you that have joined. Sorry, I cannot mention everyone that's joined. On TikTok as well, I can see those that I can see. So yes, please, please, and please, what's it called? Share the stream. So you click on the share button and you can share to other people so they can be a part of this. On TikTok, you can long press on the screen and you can share the button. Guys, if you like what you're hearing, please tap on the screen and it will bring up a love emoji. That way, the algorithm can recommend this channel to more people and they can be blessed by what we're doing. All right. So let's try. We've done more than 15,000. So let's try and get up to 15,000 likes. It's good. It's good for you. Thank you, Jill Mac. Thank you very much. All right. So please, on my channel, there's a free ebook. If you go on my channel, a free ebook. On TikTok, you can scroll up. You can see a link. It will take you to where you can find a free ebook. It's called Roadmap to Financial Freedom. And also, there's a paid ebook. It's called Idea to Shortlist Business. So you can get that. If you also want to have a 10 minutes free consultation call with me regarding personal development or business related, you'll find a link on my bio on TikTok. So yes, you can also join our community. There's a QR code that you can use to join. That will also help you to stay accountable and to stay close to the fire. All right. So I'm excited about my new book that is I'm writing currently. It's called Migration Mirage. It'll be out soon. Please, if you want to be a part of those that are going to on the survey, it will be out soon on our website, so you can be a part of the data that we're going to collect for this. So this live stream every Sunday is sponsored by The Hair You Love, sponsored by D610 Homes, and is sponsored by Love Family Podcast. So I'll talk more about them at the end of the stream. So why do I do this every Sunday? It's to stir up what? A dissatisfaction in your spirit, man. It's to awaken those things that you can be, awaken that sleeping giant that is in you. Those things that you can be that you have not yet become. You know, the potentials that are in you that have not become reality. That's my whole aim. And the goal of this thing is to do this every Sunday. And hopefully, if you watch this every Sunday, you are going to be blessed by it. If you like what you hear, please type in the comment section. Let us know if you have questions. Whatever it is, your takeaways, let me know in the comment sections. And when it's time, I can let you guys come on and ask a question live if you want to. So the Bible makes us understand in Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7, I have seen servants on horses, while princes walk on ground like servants. I'm going to talk more about this scripture later on, but we'll just go straight into it. All right? So why do I do this? Like I say, I'm not a guru. I only teach the little things that Christ has done in my life. Little things. So I'm here to provide guidance for as many people that will be desperate for it. Like let's say, more like I'm talking to myself, my 5-year-old. What are the guidance I would have needed 5 years ago? What are the guidance I needed 10 years ago? What are the guidance I needed 15 years ago? Those are the things that you'll be hearing on this channel. So I hope that the things that you hear today will be a blessing to you, or you learn a thing or two. You can apply it in your business, your personal life, your career, or whatever it is. All right. So this, like I said, the topic is what? Stay hungry. Stay hungry. That's it. Many people have settled into the status quo. That's why they are comfortable with the status quo. Yeah, that's what they're all about. That's what they're all interested in, the status quo. They are not pushing for anything. 1 minute, guys. They're not pushing for anything. They're just okay with just normal life. 1 minute. There was some text stuff here. Okay. Yes, they're okay with status quo. They mistake comfort for purpose and routine for progress. People spend decades in the same position, not due to lack of potential, but loss of hunger. I remember what I said, not due to lack of potential, but loss of hunger. Example, an employee stays in the same job for 15 years or 20 years. Is there anything wrong with it? No. But they avoid challenges. They avoid challenges and they become comfortable with just enough. Some people are just okay with just enough. Thank you, Flores. Just okay with just enough. So comfort has become a trap. Choosing ease over growth, purpose, and high calling. You know, as we talked about in the scripture, we're going to talk more about it. Where you ought to be, that's not where you are. You know, you ought to be at the right place. You are not created for mediocrity, but for ownership, impact, and expansion. Some people, you know, move from what? Employee, from being an employee to starting a business or side hustle, and eventually create jobs for others. That's where we ought to be. To move from being an employer, from being someone that's been employed, to creating a job. That's what it is. Because you're not created to become a mediocre. You're not created. You're created to own. You're created to have impact. You're created to expand. That is the will of God. I was talking about it today with one of my mentees, just having a look at a scripture today, and I mentioned that to him. So to stay hungry is to maintain a relentless appetite for growth. Relentless, mark my word, relentless appetite for growth. Discipline and what? Next levels living in everything you do. Mark, if you don't hear anything, hear this. A relentless appetite for growth. That's consistent appetite. Never quenching, always desiring for the next levels. That's what it implies to stay hungry. So as we define the term, because I don't want to assume that everybody understands what I do, so I'm going to define the terms. Thank you very much for the likes. The word stay hungry means what? Refusing to settle. Never becoming so comfortable that you stop growing, stretching, and pursuing more out of life. It also means the mindset of continuous desire, a deep internal drive that says there is more in me, I must become it. It means what? Staying curious. Some people never ask questions. They stay curious, ambitious, dissatisfied with what? Mediocrity. Even when you have achieved some level of success, you stay curious. When I went to Portugal, and I saw the way the particular place I went to in Portugal is called Faro. No, it's called Algarve, something like that. And I was looking, why did they use this kind of heavy stones to make their roads? I was like, wow, I came with my children. If I didn't call my children, I'd have gone to the Ministry of Lands or the town planning to see if I can find an engineer or look into their archives to know why they use stones on the road. Perhaps because I'm a developer, I build. Maybe that's why to know. Okay, is there something that I don't know that these guys know? Perhaps I'll use stones in my project or my developments. So, what is the word there? Curiosity. Another word of what stay hungry means is what? Keep evolving. Keep evolving, learning, building, risking, pushing forward, while others relax in complacency. The word stay hungry means what? Discipline over comfort. Discipline over comfort. Choosing growth opportunities, even when they are inconvenient, uncertain, or demanding. These are the things. That's some of the definitions of what? Staying hungry. So Steve Jobs in 2005, when he was doing a Stanford commencement speech, he said, stay hungry, stay foolish. Stay hungry, stay foolish. In the context, what that means is what? Never lose your drive and ambition. Never act like you have arrived. Never. When you begin to feel, oh, I have arrived, never act like you have arrived. Always be open to growth, be open to reinvention, Be open to great possibilities. It makes a whole lot of difference in your life and your personality. So hunger is what separates those who drift from life from those who are designed, and that those who design and dominate their future. If you are someone that is gearing for the next level, it's that hunger that would separate you from the rest. The moment you feel comfortable enough, it's often the moment you begin to what? Decline, without realizing it. Why is it that you see Man City, I don't know how many of you that watch football, see Man City, they won the league, year 1, year 2, year, like over, at some point you start seeing what? A decline. There's no more hunger in the players. They've seen it all. They've achieved it all. It happened to Manchester United. You know, it happens. Complacency, relaxation. When you've won the Champions League, you've won the Premier League, you've won FA Cup, you've won Carling Cup, you now start seeing a decline. There's no hunger. It's important that the coaches, if you see, reshuffle, bring in some new energy, new talent, people that want to taste the Champions League, people that want to taste those things. That zeal will also help to push others to aspire for more. It's called diminishing returns. You know, they start having it. So to stay hungry is to live with a relentless desire, disciplined desire to grow, rise, fulfill your highest potential, no matter your current level. No matter your current level, you stay hungry. No matter your current level, you stay hungry. You know, it helps. So I'm going to have a discussion on the psychology of hunger versus comfort. We're going to look into two of them. So I once met a man who worked in the same company for 25 years. With all due respect to people that work. Sorry about that, guys. I once met a man who worked in the same company for 25 years. Every year he got a slightly bigger paycheck, a slightly bigger desk, but his dreams stayed small. Meanwhile, someone with half his education will be creating businesses in where I come from. So people are not learned. They don't even have university degrees. Sometimes maybe they even finish secondary school, but they are creating businesses, building wealth, traveling the world. You ask yourself, what's the difference? One is hunger, the other one is comfort, relaxation. Every 4 weeks, they get paid. I had one of my mentees was on a job, worked for a bank, had so much experience. Said to him, how much do you earn? He told me the amount. I said to him, how much in your business that you do every he does cocktails and mocktails. I said, how much you earn for one outing? He told me the amount. I was like, wow. Then why are you still on that job? It was like, oh, you know, he has to pay his rent. I said, okay, today we're going to sign the day they're going to resign from that job. I wish he's on this live. And if you're on this live, please send me a message, please. Let me know. So I said, you need to sign a day because that energy that you put in for that bank, if you can put it on your business, you make way much money, add more value to yourself, and you grow your life. You'll be working meaningfully. And he was like, okay, we put a deadline. That I traveled out of the country. I traveled. When I came back to the city where he was, I called him. I said, what's up? Have you resigned? He said, no. I said, what's the problem? Give me some other excuse. I said, no. Some people, you need to help them. You need to help push them to where they ought to be. I saw his potentials. I know what he's capable of doing. You know, yes, somebody might say it's risky. What I advise him to do is risky and all that. But I know what he's capable of doing. What did I do? I said, okay, we need to sign a new date. There's a power of writing things down. The power of writing things down. I've noticed that whenever you write something down, June 21, 2026, whenever I write something down, that thing becomes a reality. So I told him, let us write another date down. You're going to hand in your resignation. You're going to give attention to your business. Not just that we discuss strategies on how he can earn on a daily basis and how he can earn on a weekly basis, whatever he can do. And today, this guy, I wish I have his handle. I can put it on so you guys can look him up. Today, he's excited that he left that job. He focused to give attention to his business. He earns more money. He's living more fulfilled. Hunger versus comfort. So people choose comfort, and the best that is in them remains in them. That never comes out. never untapped. I hope that's not the plan in the case of anyone listening to me today. And I hope that if you're in that position, you must take steps or you must take action today. So, which one are you today? The man who survived or the one who creates? The one who survives or the one who creates? So, we're going to do this comparison. Hunger versus comfort, very quickly. This is a man that is hungry, the mentality, and a man that is choose comfort, his mentality. The one that is hungry seeks growth. The one that is on comfort seeks safety over growth. The one that is hungry is curious and experimental. Versus the one that what? The one that is comfort will choose caution and predictability. He wants to be sure of his salary every 4 weeks. He wants to be sure. The one that is hungry is driven by potential. The one that is on comfort is what? Content with the status quo. He don't want anything. He catches the same bus, he catches the same train, everything is bang on. He sleep at social time, everything is bang on. Now the one that has a hungry mentality breaks mental conditions. The one that is comfort is trapped by conditioning, the way he has been conditioned. You must come in and you must clock in at social time. You must go for break at social time. You must take your holiday at social time. You can only earn this. You're going to get a bonus if you do X, Y, Z. I'm not saying that working is not good. I'm saying that there's time for everything in life. Whatever you're doing, whether in business or in career, stay hungry and get to the pinnacle of your career or whatever it is you need to do. The one that is hungry reprograms his thinking for expansion. The one that is on comfort level reinforces limiting beliefs. It gives you explanation for why you cannot do that thing you're talking about. The one that is hungry sees discomfort as fuel. Whenever it's not, why am I not making it? It's used as a fuel. I remember Tyler Perry talking about how his dad did not believe him. He used that disbelief of his dad as a fuel to keep aspiring. Today, he's a renowned movie producer, very, very wealthy. I don't know if you've ever been to Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. When we went there, we're not allowed in, but it's very huge. You can look it up on YouTube. It's about the same size with what you have in Sony and Warner Brothers. Very, very important. He used the disapproval of his father as a fuel to get him to where he is today. Okay, the one that is comfortable sees discomfort as a danger. As a danger. Lastly, the one that has a mind or is hungry is future-driven and legacy-oriented. But the one that is on comfort is all about immediate comfort-oriented. That's what you're interested. Immediate comfort. He doesn't think about the future, doesn't think about the legacy, doesn't think about anything. So it's important to be that. When was the last time you chose curiosity over comfort or challenge over security? That's my question for you today. So as we move on, one of the problems we have, some of these folks have, is what? Identity crisis. Remember that scripture I mentioned? Identity crisis, where people ought to be. That's not where they are. The tragedy of what? So we're going to discuss a little bit about this identity crisis. The tragedy of misplaced identity. For reference, if you're looking at, if you want to know about the scripture, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. Where it says, servants on horses, princes on foot. That's the identity. It's supposed to be the other way around. It's supposed to be princes on horses, then servants on foot. But it's this way now. So what that reveals is that life often reflects accepted identity, not true potential. Many live below their calling because they see themselves what? Small, where you ought to be. Before you now begin to accept it. I remember a story by I think it was Kenneth Hagin talking about a lion that was growing up amongst antelopes, and whenever they went to the water to drink, you noticed that lion, there was always an animal, something that would trigger all the animals. They will start running, and you run as well because you don't understand. At some point, he said, seeing those animals that were scaring them away, Then one day, while he was trying to drink water, he looked down and he could see the reflection of his face on the water. And he looked and he could see that the animals that were trying to chase them, they look alike. And he was wondering, why this guy is running now? We're all the same. So for once in his life, he chose not to run. And those animals came to him and they greeted themselves and he realized that, wow, all this while I've been in the wrong company. That's what life will give to you. Life will make you accept another identity that you are not and limit your true potential. Until you do something about it, you remain at the same spot. So next thing we need to do is recognize when life does not match your capacity. When your life feels smaller than what you know you are carrying inside. It is not stagnation. It is identity misalignment. Calling for change. Calling for change. When there's something in you that is prompting you for something greater. This is why I like this statue here. You can see the man has his hands like this, and what is he doing? It's what? Thinking. If there's nothing that challenges your reasoning, there's a problem. So your identity will misaligned. We need to challenge our reasoning so that we stop taking what we are told we are not, or taking what we are not. What we are not. We take what is. We only accept what is rightfully ours. Right. Next point is what? Identity determines income, influence, and impact. Your result in life, income, influence, and impact will always rise or fall to the level of how you see and position yourself. How you see yourself, how you position yourself, that's what the level you always attain in life. If you think that you can never make it in life, you can never be a billionaire, you will never be a billionaire. If you think that you can, yesterday I watched a movie called Freedom Writers. I don't know how many of you have seen it. Freedom Writers. It's on Netflix. And it talks about students that are in deprived communities that, because of the circumstances, some of them in their family life, none of them ever graduate from ordinary college. But with this exceptional teacher, many of them graduated. A lot of them went to university, not just that. So some people can only achieve what they've seen in their life. They can never achieve anything that they've never envisioned. So it's important that we know that the right identity determines that income, it determines that influence, it determines that impact. What does it also do? Reclaiming your identity shifts from servant to a builder. So transformation begins the moment you decide, declare, and act in alignment with your higher calling, your higher identity, even before you are ready. Sometimes don't wait till everything is ready, everything is sorted. Sometimes it's important to just plunge in, take action, begin to do that thing. Some people, by overthinking of something, they never start anything in life. By overthinking something, they never start anything. Sometimes it's just good to take step and begin to think about it later. So as I wrap this section up, stop living beneath your identity. Stop it. Because you cannot manifest what you refuse to become. You cannot manifest what you refuse to become. I was talking to one of my teenagers yesterday, or mentees yesterday. Said you can't, like this is normally said in Nigeria, you can take a hot river, but you can't force it to drink that water. So you cannot manifest what you refuse to become. So you need to start what you're going to talk about. You need to start having a mental picture of the things that you desire before you start becoming reality as you take steps towards it. So, what are daily practical steps that we need to stay hungry? Because in everything that I do, I always like to give action on what to do, not just talk about it. What are the things? One is a morning identity. Morning identity. In the morning, start each day declaring who you are becoming, not who you are. No, who you are becoming. You know, every morning, if you follow me on social media, you see it. I even do the same thing for my children. They have morning declarations. My third child, who is 3 years old, because she has learned it over time that her siblings have said the same thing. Thank you, Caroline. because my thank you to everyone that has commented. Big Dams, Pauline, your VH247, as many of you that commented, thank you very much. Just a lot to talk about. As many, like my daughter is 3 years. My second daughter is 3 years, and the declaration in the morning, they say declarations in the morning, which is scripture, by the way. And as I say it becomes their reality. So you say the things that what you want to become, not what you are. You understand me? Not what you are. That's why I read the Bible a lot. Not because I want to be religious, no. But because I see the things, when I read the Bible, I see those things, they become my reality. Bible says, and God in Romans, who calleth those things that be not as though they are. So I notice that whenever I begin to call things forward, it happens. Even in my tribe, they say if you say snake a lot, that's back in Nigeria, you might end up seeing it. Sometimes if you say it, talk something, you end up seeing it. So begin to say what you want to become. It becomes reality. Say it loud. I build, I grow. I create value. I do not settle. So when you're given a task at your workplace, you take the challenge, or your business. This conditions your mind to lead your day, not react to it. If you don't define yourself daily, your environment will define you. If you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to turn on BBC News, turn on Sky News, or turn on CNN, or turn on your local channel. It will affect your mind. That's what they tell you. How Iran and they bombed again Lebanon, or this one. It will affect you. Wake up today. If you don't have anything to do, recommendation for you, read the Bible. Start from the book of John. Read it. You see that your day will start amazingly. I wake up in the morning. I'm going to touch on it. Read books. But I'm going to touch on it. Next thing. That's it. Next point is what? Remember that the first point is what? Morning identity reset. Morning identity reset. The second point is what? Daily growth input. Daily growth input. In the first one, you can do it for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. Daily growth input, you can read for minimum of 30 minutes. I, for one, I read minimum of 1 chapter of the Bible a day, and I read at least like 10 pages a day of my book, depending on the book I'm reading on the day. So feed your mind with books. Feed your mind with books. And when I'm doing a little bit of exercise, I put on a podcast, or I'm preparing a meal for my children for their lunch, or one thing, I put a podcast on. I'm listening to it, or I teach it. It could be a sermon from an event or Sunday service. But I make sure that I intentionally feed my mind. Sorry to say, I don't watch things like Star Wars, and maybe I only watch Wakanda because it was African related or something like that. I don't watch those kind of movies. Troy, I don't watch them because it's far from reality. I watch things that are very close to reality. I don't just watch anyhow stuff. I watch things that when I come out of it, I'm happy I learned something from it. I don't know how many of you have seen 3 Idiots. I learned it from there. You know, about watching movies that when you come out, you'll be looking for how to put this into application, and you struggle. So I don't entertain myself. I educate myself by every means possible. Movie, TV, whatever. So grow your mind. Grow your mind. Feed it. Focus on money. Whatever it is that you are aspiring for. Like my bishop always say, you can't have a headache and you are going to take a medication for stomach upset. No. So if you know what it is part-time that you need in your life, get a book on it. For instance, here, if I'm to analyze these books that are here, I don't know how many of you that can see them. You know, I just got this one, these 2. You know, I just got these 2. So I'm going to X this ones out. But this one's now, for instance, this is what it is. I work with teenagers, so I'm trying to understand how to talk to them better. This one is, I came across this guy, talks about the 5 people he meets in heaven. In other words, talking about that sometimes you have an impact on people's lives, but you never know. When we get to heaven, we'll find out. You need, like I remember why I show you this. If you have an issue, you don't take this book when this is your issue. You get it? Or you don't take this book when this one is the issue you have. Look for a book that is relevant to what you're going through part time and begin to develop yourself on it. For this one now, this one is now on purpose. If you're concerned on what is your Why am I here? I recommend this book highly for you. I talked about it last Sunday. This is about if you are struggling with your business, you can't go on a holiday or something of that nature. This book is about how to build a business that can run without you. That is it. Where you stop exchanging your time for money. This is it. I recommend it. This one I talked about it about property related. It's important that we stop running a rat race. Everyone should have read this book by now. This is a book, Outliers. Malcolm Gladwell. I don't know how many of you that know it. Talks about what's it called? It talks about people's exceptional characters, exceptional qualities, exceptional personalities. Why are they? Highly recommended. Recommended by a friend. And this was recommended by my mentor. If you've watched this live stream and you've not heard me talk about this, maybe you need to watch it again. This is a book that teaches you on how to do things on a daily basis. On a daily basis. On a daily basis. That makes a whole lot of difference. So that is that for those. Sorry, let me just keep this here. That's that for that. Just to help us understand. Feed your mind. Focus on mindset, leadership, whatever it is that is related that you want to do it. Growth is not accidental. It is an intentional exposure. You can have good intention. Good intention will not change your life. Good intention does not do it. Good intention does not pay bills. You have to intentionally tell yourself, I'm going to add value to myself on a daily basis. So for you to stay hungry, you cannot stay hungry if you keep feeding on average information. If all you do is flipping through social media every day, 30 minutes, 1 hour, you're just consuming content that is not changing your life. I tell you, books can turn you from trash to treasure. Books can elevate your mind. Books can take you to another level. All right? So it's important to bear that. So remember the first point I said was morning identity reset, 5 to 10 minutes. Daily growth input, reading a book, read the Bible, at least 30 minutes minimum. The next thing is what? Daily discomfort rule. Daily discomfort rule, non-negotiable. Do one thing every day that stretches you. Whatever it is, that thing that you are desiring for, whatever it is, that thing that you want to become, do one thing every day that will stretch you. If you need to make a phone call, make that phone call. If you need to share an idea, share the idea. If you need to learn a skill, for instance, how to be an AI consultant, how to do this, learn it. If you need to graphic designing, what do you need to do to take you towards that place? My daughter just called me, I think they say, oh, she wants to learn how to bake a cake. She wants to add a new skill. Do something. If you need to go and pay to learn from someone to be an apprentice or to be mentored by someone, do something. Take calculated risk. Hunger is built through what? Intentional discomfort. Nothing will arrive on your lap. My father always says that to me. There's nothing like luck. There's nothing like luck. I learned it from him. I remember when I was young, my dad would take I said to him, oh, daddy, so I said, 7-Up, they're running a promo. They're running a promo that can he buy a crate of 7-Up so we can open the cork and see whether we want something in it. And he was like, he was amazed. So he bought, I think he did buy it. And I can't remember, but I know that I don't forget it. Said to my son, I say, yes, I was young, maybe like 5, 6 or something, but I don't forget it. Said to him, there's nothing like luck in this life. Nothing like luck. You have to go and get life. You make something out of it. That's helped me up to today. So I find it difficult. I don't fall. I find it difficult to fall for fraud or somebody trying to, because anything, like we discussed a few weeks back when I discussed 3 things. I don't know how many of you watched it. You can go on my YouTube channel. You see that there's a title called Free Things. Just click on live. See Free Things. I discussed about it. There's nothing that is free. Nothing that is free. Even the UK government now is trying to give energy bills people because of what's happening in Iran. They will collect that money back to another channel. Nothing is free. All right? So guys, if your day felt easy, you didn't grow enough. Do something to discomfort you. There's nothing like luck. It will never land on you. Just wishing. Or they say if wishes were horses, beggars will ride on it. So instead of being at the wrong place, take action. That's what it is. The next thing is what? Build, don't just walk. 1 to 3 hours. Beyond your job, spend time building something for your own. So after you've done your 9 to 5 or your 8 to 4, when you come back home, start doing something from 5 to 9. Do something for yourself. Could it be a business? Could it be a skill? Could it be an investment? This will shift you from an employee mentality to an ownership mentality. I say this to people all the time. But fear of salary keeps them on the same spot. People that ought to have tech companies, people that ought to have their own businesses, people that ought to have their own, they stay on a job because of salary. I remember the quote of somebody that said, "It's a salary is like a drug, an addiction that the employer gives the employee to keep them on the job. That's to lock their potential." That's the same thing. People that are addicted, that's what they do. They're waiting for the next high, and they stay on it. So please, let's check that in mind. Next point, midday self-check. Ask yourself, am I growing or am I just moving? Another thing is what? Environmental audit. Check your environment. What kind of people you have around you? Are they comfort-minded people? Are they distractions? No. Sieve them. You cannot stay with all the friends you know. No. You need to check the people around you. If they're not builders, if they're not thinkers, if they're not doers, you need to separate yourself from them. The Bible tells us, do not be deceived. Evil character corrupts good manners. I don't forget that thing. I always say to teenagers, not everybody is your friend. Some people are acquaintances. So you need to know who they are and put them where they belong. Otherwise, you just be listening to the wrong people and consuming the wrong things. When you try to venture something, they will discourage you. When you want to try something, they will discourage you. Check your environment. Hunger is contagious, but so is complacency. When you're around the people that never achieve anything, you'll never achieve anything. So check your environment. So think legacy. Legacy thinking practice. Every day, think about it. What do I do today that my future self will thank me for? I recorded a video. I learned it from a guy I saw on YouTube. I recorded a video for my 10-year self. My son and I, about 2 weeks ago, recorded a video for I said to my son, record a video talking to yourself now, saying, one day I'm going to be a billionaire. And he recorded that video. I kept it for him. So when he becomes that billionaire, you remember that he spoke those things to life and he has become it. So ask yourself, am I building something that will outlive me? My daughter, just when she turned 10, she renovated a school instead of a birthday party. That would outlive her. In 20 years, if that school still exists, it will be said of her that instead of a party, she renovated a school and furnished it and put in furnitures. So think of things that will outlive you. This shifts your thinking from daily survival to what? Generational impact. If all you do is think about yourself, your mentality is too low. I used to say to people I mentor, think minimum 2 generations. Minimum 2 generations. After you, not just your children, the next one, it propels and makes a whole lot of difference. So the next thing to do is what? Have a never arrived mentality. No matter your wins, tell yourself, this is progress, not what? A peak. That's one of the things that bring people down. Celebrate, but never what? Relax. Never settle. The moment you feel like you've arrived, hunger begins to die. We know we talked about it, about what happens to football clubs. So I know that you guys have learned a thing or two, but as I wrap up, I say, feed your mind daily. That's the formula. Stretch yourself daily. That's very important. Build something daily. Reflect daily. You know, staying hungry is not motivational. It's disciplined lifestyle. You don't wait to feel hungry. You practice hunger until it becomes who you are. Very, very important. Hunger is a habit. Build it daily. Your life will never remain small if you do it on a daily basis. If you are waiting for it to happen, it will never happen. You're living in la la land. So thank you very much. I know you guys have learned a thing or two. If you have learned a thing or two, please, like I see some of you already put a like. Thank you, Big Dams. Keep putting the likes. Share this stream so that other people can be a part of it. Let us know what your biggest takeaways are. Thank you, Florence and Caroline, and those that have put a comment, and other people I can see on TikTok as well. and those on Instagram and on YouTube. Thank you very much. Let us know what your biggest takeaway was. I've said that. So yes, I'm going to add some people on. Those that want to make a comment, I'm going to add you on. If you feel like you want to say a thing or two, please come on and let us know what your thoughts are so other people can learn from you as we bring this to a close. All right? As we so I want to hear your opinions. I want to, or if you don't, you can ask questions. You can ask questions. You can type your questions in the comment section while we wait for those to come. I'm going to drop, or if you want to join on Facebook or if you want to join on TikTok, Avi with James says, nice one, bro. Thank you very much. If you want to join, I can add you. I can send a link. You can join on Facebook. Well, you can't join on YouTube, I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's that. You can join on Facebook. Let me see if I can post this on LinkedIn. Please, if you want to join, please let me know. So there's a restriction. Why is there a restriction? All right. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on LinkedIn for those that want to watch. Okay. I'll put this on Facebook. Thank you very much, Nicholas. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Claudia. And as many of you, Desmond, thank you very much. Thank you, AV with him, 306. Thank you very much. All right, let's get back into it. If you want to say something, just give me a shout as I wrap this up. Okay. So yes, where are we now? Okay. So if you want to, remember I say if you want to have a free 10 minutes consultation call, send me a DM. There's a link on my bio. Henry Osimakosi 2753. I'm glad to be here. I'm really enlightened. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for your thoughts. Okay. You can still join. Okay, sorry, there's something else. Download my free ebook. Is on my bio on LinkedIn. If you click on that bio, you find my free ebook. You find my paid ebook, and you find the link on how to have a 10 minutes free consultation call with me. All right. So my paid ebook is not expensive. It's just $29.99, and the free one is free. I'm excited about my book that I'm writing. It's called The Migration Mirage: Why Nations Lose Tomorrow and Lineages Fade. So I'll be having a website coming out soon. So if you want to join the waiting list, then you can join the waiting list to have access to that book. All right. And also, there will be a survey link coming out soon. I'll be glad if you can be a part of the survey so we can collect data that helps to substantiate the claims that is being made in the book so that it's credible. All right. If you want to join our community of like minds, please, on the flyer, there's a QR code. You scan that, it will take you to what's it called? It will take you to my WhatsApp channel. If you scroll through, you can find a link that says you can see a link that says join the group. You can see that there, all right? Or send a DM and we can sort you out or send you a link. So take your life in your own hands. Remember, control your time and don't die average. Don't forget that. Don't die average. This is what we're talking about. So this live stream is sponsored by The Hair You Love. I've talked about it. About D610 Homes and Love Family Podcast. All right. So as we wrap this up, The Hair You Love is spelled D for Delta, H-A, that's hair, U for umbrella, then L-U-V. I'll take it again. D for Delta, H, that's hair, D hair, then U for umbrella, U then L-U-V, The Hair You Love. They sell premium hairs, premium wigs. You want to check them out, all right? Then D610 Homes, what we do is we do serviced accommodations in the UK, shortlets in Nigeria. We also do property investments in the UK, property development in Nigeria. If you have cash, you don't know what to do with it, or you're looking for how to invest this, send us a DM. We can sort something out, a win-win situation, where you can put your money into good use, and it can your money can work for you. Love Family Podcast. We already have podcasts out. We have our second podcast out. It was titled. It's a podcast about my father, by the way. So I recommend that you guys go check it out. It's called Love Family Podcast. So one word, Love Family Podcast, one word. If you type that on YouTube, it will come up. You can see the episode with me and my father. It's an amazing story that my dad always tells me and my siblings, and I thought it was important that we record it and share it to more people so they can be blessed by it. You find it very interesting. What can you do? This is how I watch my podcast. I play, I pause. I play, I pause. Even if it's 3 hours, I must finish it once I'm engaged. So I'm not so particular about short videos and all. I play, I pause. Except maybe it's not relevant, I'm not getting anything, then I don't watch it anymore. But I guarantee you that watching that podcast will help you a lot, massively. So remember that our topic today is stay hungry. Stay hungry. As I wrap this up, I want to say to you, stay hungry. Don't forget that. Stay hungry. Stay hungry. Stay hungry. All right? Let me see if there's anyone else. Stay hungry. Okay. All right. A big thank you to everyone. If you want to share your thoughts, let me know quickly before we round this up. A big thank you to everyone. A thank you to my team, to my PA, Venus, to my social media manager, Dami, and to my family, my wife, amazing wife, and my children. Thank you very much. To all my mentors, thank you very much. To all my colleagues, or to anyone that has been a blessing to me. Someone sent me a message that I don't want to acknowledge them. Please, I can't acknowledge every single person by name. I will not leave here. This is to say thank you to everyone that has been a blessing to me in one way or the other. In one way or the other. I always say it. There's nothing like a self-made man. No. Every man is a product of so many graces. People that have been a blessing to them in one form or the other. Dammy, can you hear me? Big Dams. Can you hear us? Yeah, go ahead. What are your thoughts, contributions, ideas? What do you want to share?
Yeah, I just want to make a contribution.
Go ahead.
So today in church we were talking about building capacity, and one of the key points, or one of the key steps in building capacity is to stay hungry. Let me like that. Stay hungry, exactly. Mm-hmm. So you have to stay hungry if you want more. You have to stay hungry, take actions. You can't hold yourself back because of fear of failure or anything. You have to put yourself out there. You have to simply put. So thank you for your perseverance in doing this every Sunday and for keeping up with this. Lord will continue to bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thank you. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for always joining and thank you for always contributing. We appreciate your insights and everything. Thank you very much. Yes, as we wrap this up, guys, if you want to still share a thing or two, let me know. If you have a comment or a question, put it on the comment section. If you want to ask in person or ask so we can hear you, please feel free. You want to comment, feel free. I put a link quickly as we wrap this up. We have very few minutes. I put a link on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I don't think I put on Instagram. I don't know how it's done. Let me do that on Instagram. I don't think I put on Instagram. Yes, I just about to post it. Yes, if you want to join, you click on that. It's going to bring you up, and I can add you. You can share what you want to share. But I don't think you can do that on you can't do that on YouTube. Only on Facebook, Instagram. I think LinkedIn also. I don't know. All right. I was talking about not like a self-made man. Anybody that you see that has arrived at any level of success was helped by one person or the other. Either your teacher, your nurse, your coach, something. So this is to say a big thank you to everyone that has been a blessing to my life in one form or the other, not knowingly or unknowingly. You know, remember what I talked to you guys about? There was this book. Let me see if I can find it. I've not read it, but I heard the author talk about it, and that's why I got it. Talks about 5 people you will what? Meet in heaven. So this is to say that when we get to heaven, or it's not necessarily heaven. I think you just use that just to say that a lot of people are going to be surprised by the people that they will meet in heaven and the revelations or the things that those people said that had an impact on their life. So I don't know if every account of this book is going to happen itself in heaven, but it's just to help you understand that we have impact on people that whether we agree or agree, we don't know or no. So let us make that impact a positive one, not a negative one. All right. So this is to say thank you one more time to anyone. So follow this stream, follow these pages if you like it. Please, if you have not yet clicked on follow or subscribe or whatever, please do that now. As you do that, it will help the algorithm recommend this channel to more people. Please watch this channel. Please, if you have not yet liked this video on YouTube or any channel, please like it. If you have not yet shared it, please take a moment to share it now. You'll still be able to come back to us. Take a moment to share it now, so more people can join and grow together. Very important, please. Share it now so more people can join. Copy the link, send it to someone that you know this would be a blessing to. They can rewatch it. It's recorded on YouTube. You can rewatch on YouTube. Let us know what your biggest takeaways are. Thank you for those that have brought their in already, and we very much appreciate it. So next Sunday, we'll be doing this, same time, 7 p.m. UK time, which is about 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and diverse times across the world. So if you put that on, depending on what country you are watching from, if you put UK time, it will tell you what time it is, and you can do calculations and know what your own time is. How many guys? Sorry about that. So next Sunday, our conversation is, what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? That's a conversation for next week. So get ready, same time, which is Easter, by the way, but still we're going to stream by this time. Sorry, funny enough, my wife that reminded me that next Sunday is Easter. But still, guys, I'm going to stream by this time next Sunday, all right? Okay. I think I've said everything I need to say before we wrap this up, but I'm going to end it by this way, and I hope that you've learned a thing or two, but we'll just rehash all the things we talked about. The hunger formula, which is very simple. Feed your mind daily. To stay hungry, feed your mind daily. What you consume mentally determines how far you can see and how high you can rise. Feed your mind. You feed your mind daily. Not do it today, not do it next tomorrow, or do it once a week. Do it daily. The same way you feed your flesh. When you're hungry, you eat. The same way you need to feed your mind. That will keep you hungry for the next levels, whatever you're achieving in life. No matter your career, no matter your field, there's always a relevant material to feed yourself on. If you're an engineer, if you're a scientist, if you're a doctor, whatever it is, there's a lot of content right now that you can feed on. Matter of fact, somebody sent me, I saw it on LinkedIn saying Stanford University has a lot of courses free that people can do on AI, XYZ. So there are a lot of courses. There's a website called Coursera. There's a website called Udemy or so. You get a lot of free courses there. Even on LinkedIn, there's a lot of courses there to add value to yourself. So feed your mind daily with what? Books like what is behind me, or feed your mind with things that will add value to you. Academic books or whatever it is. But do it daily, not today and not tomorrow. Daily, all right? Stretch yourself daily. That's the next thing. If you don't hear anything, these are the things you hear. If it doesn't challenge you, it will never change you. Stretch yourself. If you have never, ever done, there's I think it was an Emirates advert that said, when was the first thing you did something? When was the last time you did something for the first time? Stretch yourself daily. I remember one of my, yes, thank you very much, Ilona. I remember one of my guys, very talented guy, very good with sound, PA and whatever. I said to him, and he buys from China. I said, have you been to China yourself? He said, no. I said, you need to go. He wanted to go with me when I'm going, but sometimes our schedules don't meet each other. And I kept pushing this guy until he went. And he was so amazed that he went. Despite everything people told him, oh, don't go, this one, that one, and all that. He went. He challenged himself. And he has never remained the same. Because he's helping his business, he's growing his business. So challenge yourself. Do something that challenges you, that gets the best out of you. What's the next thing to do? Build something daily. Don't just earn a living. Create something that outlives your effort. Think, like I talked about it, think of something that I always say to people, when you think of the Ford family, they can never be poor. Because their forefather, Henry Ford, has put things in place that to ensure that the generations yet unborn will be okay. That also has put things in place and they don't become lazy. They also put things in place and they work hard to earn the things that he has left for them. It's not a sin if the next generation get the leverage or the privilege of you being before them. I always say to people, if this generation is worth 10 billion, the next generation should be worth 100 billion. Build something daily. Create something that outlives you. It will not be wrong if you build a school. It will not be wrong. It will not be wrong if you don't have time. If you can go and teach in a school, you are very talented. You can go and teach for free. It will not be wrong. It will not be wrong if you volunteer somewhere to do something. Do something that outlives you. Yesterday, I came across a woman called Mayor Gibbs. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name well. I think it's Mayor Gibbs. If I can find her name. Mayor M-I-E-R-G-I-E-P-S, something like that. M-I-E-R-G-I-E-P, something like that. If you type that on Google, if I'm wrong, to correct you. She was mentioned in a book by a lady called Adams Nicholas or Nicholas. It was about the Holocaust. And this Maya Gibbs, her and her husband, they hid a Jewish family in their house. And that lady, they later died, the lady later died, but she hid them, she helped them. She doesn't have to. And today, the world knows that Maya Gibbs because of that single act of kindness that she did. Do something that outlives you. Do something that is generational. If you are thinking about just yourself and survival, your thinking is too small. I always tell teenagers, that's a chicken mentality. Eat down. An eagle perspective is amazing. Do something that outlives you. The next thing is what? Reflect daily. Reflect daily. If nothing challenges your mind, I think it was, I don't know, it's often ascribed to Bill Gates that he's always in the basement of his house and his mom will say to him, what are you always doing here in a dark room? He said, he told his mom, don't you think, guys, if there's nothing that challenges your mentality, because growth is not automatic, what you review is what you improve on. So challenge your mind. Let there be a time to think. Let there be a time to write. Let there be a time to think. Let there be a time to write. Reflecting on whatever it is you've written. Write it down if you can. So as we wrap this up, do these things consistently. Hunger will stop being something you try. If you do that consistently. If you do it haphazardly, it will not happen. And if you continue to do it, you become who you are. You become who you are. So this is just to say thank you to everyone. Why do I do this? It's to stir up the satisfaction in you. So that the things that you can become, you start becoming them. And if nothing has happened in the last 1 hour, you need to check yourself. Just check yourself. So remember, guys, to always invest. The wise always invest. Invest in whatever will make you stay hungry. Do it. And you can never go wrong. So this is to say peace, Udo, and I'm out. Bye-bye, and see you next time. Next Sunday.